guest, Mr. Graham Rodgers. Thank you so much for joining me, sir.
Dude, cheers to the Waterloo, my friend.
Dude, you're the fucking first guest in the home stew.
Dude, I like the home. You got like bugs, a lot of bugs that are, kind of calcified or whatever.
Oh yeah, my specimens.
Why do you have that?
I don't know, dude. I'm just interested in all that shit. It, like that little trilobite over there is like 350 million years old. It's a very humbling thing to have.
That's very humbling. Isn't that a real thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope I look good when I'm that old.
What? Yeah, me too. Get fossilized and shit.
That'd be
fucking
tight.
Cool. Well, tell me about where you grew up.
Dude, I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. That dirty South.
When'd you come here?
I come here in 2013.
Oh, okay. You've been here a minute.
Yeah, I've been here. I'm gonna switch to this side. There we go.
Yeah.
I've been here a minute, dude. I moved out here, man. I was working at a used mattress store for a while.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but no one else knew they were used mattresses except us. Yeah, dude, it was awesome. And I worked with these two dudes, and Calvin and Marcus. And dude, we'd take naps. They would bring girls all the time. And I didn't get much action.
Smash on the mattresses.
They would smash on the mattresses, dude.
Is that real? That's a real thing?
100% real, yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Dude, people would come in and just like take a nap on the mattresses like we used to have. Was it in
K-Town?
No, it was like rural ass Mississippi.
Oh, so it wasn't here. Okay,
no,
okay.
Just people having a long day, leaving the trailer, needed a good little afternoon rest. And they would come out and, dude, I don't know. Who am I to say get out of here?
That's some country shit.
Super country, dude. One girl actually took a nap, didn't wake up till next week. She was there for a while, bro.
That's meth.
She may have been dead. I don't know. Yeah,
it's so funny. Just like, well, they come into a store to take a nap, and then the customer service is like, well, who am I to tell him to not take a nap on a mattress?
Oh, dude, yeah, exactly. I mean, you just got to be cool with me and Marcus freestyling because we would shut the store down at 4.
So you wanted to be a rapper for real?
It was always kind of permeating in my mind. You know, like I always thought that it could maybe be a backup plan. Mm-hmm. Because, when you're in the dirty and you're in that, you're in college and in high school and you pop a few brewskis, smoke a little shifty blunt, dude, you don't know what's got to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Did you grow up in like around black dudes?
Yeah. I grew up around my neighborhood had some black dudes in there, but my high school we had like maybe 1 or 2.
Oh, word. Yeah, there's 2 very different kinds of South.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Because in Mississippi, where I grew up in Mississippi, like the public school education, the public school system is so poor that it's literally still kind of segregated to this day.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where like you cross the railroad tracks. Like no one crosses
Utah's
the railroad
like
track.
that.
Yeah. That's what people don't understand that aren't from other places. That's a real thing. You cross into South Jackson, dog, you're in a different land.
Yeah.
That's
fucking weird. It's in Salt Lake where I went to school. I think they made it mandatory to like integrate certain parts of the city into the public schools that were on the east side. Mm-hmm. And so it was like half very white, well-to-do, like Mormon kids, and then half like kids from Glendale and Rose Park, which are like the more like poor areas.
Which part were you from?
From Salt Lake, from the east side.
Did you grow up Mormon?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any affiliation?
Those people.
Did your family have any affiliation to the Mormon church?
No. Greek
Okay.
Orthodox. I grew up
Did you ever, did people ever try to like influence you to become Mormon?
Yes.
Really?
All the time. People still do. I mean, like it's like the way that they talk to you. I don't know if like Baptists are the same way. Like,
yeah, Southern Baptists.
They're pretty gung ho on getting you a part of their thing. So they'll come up and they're like, "Hi," like, and it's just they're very like in your face.
Oh, dude, they'll invite you for lunch to have some fried chicken, but midway through the meal, they're gonna put a Bible and a 2 Corinthians in your face.
They'll be like, "Well, I made you fried chicken, so you have to say a prayer." And
100%, dude. I knew a friend that went to lunch at a Baptist house. He got baptized, didn't even know it. Someone, dude, the father just came in
the dead.
Oh yeah,
dude, the Mormons baptize the dead.
Dude,
they
that's
literally
awesome.
They do it to Holocaust victims.
Really?
That's a real thing.
Do they exhume the bodies?
They have them somewhere. I can't remember. But they'll literally to save them, they'll go baptize Holocaust victims.
That's crazy because that involves water. So if you don't exhume a body, you probably just have to sprinkle something on there.
Well, it's so fucking weird, and it's also like they do it. It's like not a consensual thing. So like it's just they'll just do it. Yeah. So
I mean, I'm all down for consent, but consent after death, I mean, that's priority numero uno.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you died Jewish.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, wait a minute.
And some dude in khaki pants comes on and, fertilizes your grave with water.
Fucking stupid short sleeve button up.
Oh, dude.
They look like little sexy milkmen. That's what missionaries look like.
Dude, they do. They have the pants are pleated.
Yeah.
And they all, dude, we used to have Mormons, they would come to our house and we were always afraid of them. When they'd come to the door, I would always hide underneath the couch.
Damn.
Yeah, we were freaked out because
Did you grow up in like a poor area?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, middle class for sure.
Okay.
But Mormons weren't really a thing in Mississippi.
Yeah.
So when we came, we're like, who are these people? Who is this milkman?
I see him around here all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Now when you see him, do you kind of give him a little like?
No, they try to wave, like, because they're so like in their zone. Like they're just like, and man, I'm a find for a Mormon. If a Mormon can convert me, that's a win. I'm a trophy buck.
You're like the Jennifer Aniston of converting
it's
Mormons.
Me and black dudes. Like they want to bring me to a party and be like, and then the other guy would be like, black dude, I got a black dude.
Yeah. Dude, I used to work with a black dude who was a Mormon, and this guy was his name was Levon, and Levon, his family was Mormon, but dude, this guy was like the most happy person, almost to a fault.
They're all like that.
Like I was like, dude,
not black people, Mormons.
Yeah. The way he interacted with people and just his general demeanor, I'm like, there's something that's dark underneath that will come out one day. But it was surreal to see because he was so on it. He never blinked. This guy, I worked with him for 6 months, never blinked once.
He's fucking, they're creepy.
Didn't drink coffee. He was just his own thing.
Yeah, it's creepy.
It's so creepy.
Yeah. Well, shit. What guy? So when did you start doing drugs and stuff?
So
how long? You're going on a year, right?
Yeah, I'm going on a year. I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode because I don't want it buzzing. So yeah, I mean, okay. So started in the South, the drug of choice is alcohol, and everybody, dude. The term AA sobriety, that's not even in the lexicon over there.
They just call it gay.
Yeah, gay, you're a pussy. Like, I mean, but dude, I honestly didn't know one person that didn't drink. So it was just so accepted. So drinking started there in college, like, and even pot in Mississippi was like not really that big of a thing. People that smoked pot were kind of even like, woof.
Yeah.
Beware. I mean, the first time I smoked pot, dude, it was in high school, and after my friends found out, they shunned me for like a few weeks because they were like, Graham, that's the dark. That's the path of
my dad was
no
kind of
return.
like that.
Yeah.
My dad was like a very religious guy, and then like he did stuff when he was younger. I don't know what specifically. I know he had like smoked a little bit when he was younger, but he got very Christian and became like a born again, and that was like a big thing in the house was like, don't smoke weed. Like,
totally. Christians are okay with alcohol, and you can get fucked up and be a Christian. But for some odd reason, there's very little crossover. There's not a lot of stoners, especially in the South, that all are also. It's just like taboo. It was so taboo. There were kids in my high school that smoked pot, but those were always like the ratchet kids.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, those were the kids that your parents would be like, I can't stay away from them. And it was, but that was it. It was pot and mostly alcohol. Alcohol. Hard drugs didn't come into the scene until I moved to LA. Really. I mean, I did coke a few times in college, but I mean,
probably meth, huh?
It was dirty, dude. Dirty Mississippi fucking.
Oh, you went to school in Mississippi too?
Yeah, I went to school in Mississippi. So like, I went to a big SEC school, and once again, dude, like drug of choice, alcohol.
Yeah,
pot was definitely a lot more accepted in college. But I mean, dude, it's just rampant alcohol, rampant. Every day of the week. There's always a reason. Waking up for game day, pounding down whiskey. I mean, but the thing is,
why is it always whiskey?
Because whiskey fucking punches you in the balls, dude.
Dude, waking up, I just remember, oh God, I remember I went on a trip down to San Diego with an ex-girlfriend, and I remember we would wake up and take shots of Hennessy and go to the beach at like whatever time, like noon after waking up, and then going to the beach and being day drunk at the beach. Dude, being day drunk in the sun is like amongst the worst feeling.
It's awful.
It's so bad.
It's like your whole body and your brain just becomes mush.
And then you have to be drunk all day.
All day.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I could rally. Sometimes I could take a nap but it was just a collage of just keeping it together. One of my favorite things was I used to like to get day drunk and put the sunglasses on. Nobody know.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Did you ever go to class drunk?
No. I would go to class stoned. I was never a good student, but I mean, I would probably go to class hungover, maybe still drunk from the night before, but I would never really drink before class.
Did you graduate?
No. I went to school for 4 years and didn't graduate.
I was 6, didn't graduate. You're amongst good company.
Yeah, we gave our parents horrible educational blue balls.
Oh, dude. And then I became a hairstylist, so.
How long is the schooling for hairstyle?
For me, it was 2 years because I went to rehab in the middle of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had like some of my worst blackouts and shit when I was there.
Dude, I always thought it would be really...
I also had a gay dude try to take advantage of me for the first time.
Oh, that's the first curriculum.
Yeah. It was
in hairstyle.
It was wild. We went to like a party and he was the DD, but he was fucking drunk too. And then we were hammered and he tried to like hook up with me. He's like, I know you're straight, but are you drunk enough to make out with a guy? And I was like, what? No, dude.
No, I never did any gay stuff when I was
never.
Because there was never a time where it crossed my mind.
No,
there was one time I remember.
More power to you if you could do gay shit. It's just like totally. That's whatever. But yeah, it was. I woke up in the morning and I was like, that was kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up. He would try to do that. You
know what the gayest thing I almost ever did was? This is the last time I ever drank or used.
Mine was hair school.
What?
Mine was hair school.
Yeah, well, mine had to do with hair also.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I talk about this on stage, but I used to get fucked up, and I would love to like try on clothes. I used to love to take pictures of myself. Like, it was this weird, like, self-obsessive, like, kind of behavior where I would like go in my closet, try on different wardrobes. I would cut my hair.
Damn.
And one time I was at a party, I met this dude, and we were yacked out of our minds. It was a gay dude, and I invited him back over to my place. And I let him cut my hair, and and he was like, "You take your pants off while you do it." I was so fucked up. I was like, "Okay." I took my pants off while I cut my hair, and then I mean nothing happened, but that's the gayest. And after that, I was like, a
pantless haircut.
Yeah, and he fucked my hair up super bad, but that's definitely on me. And, and after that,
I mean, I guess, but it's also he led you to believe that he could cut your hair well.
Oh, I mean, at the time, dude, I thought he was freaking Barbara Streisand, you know?
That is kind of funny that, like being gay is, like, a prerequisite to, like, of course he can cut my hair.
Yeah, I was like, dude, the way he moved, like, especially, like, if you look at someone's body movements, you're like, I bet they're great with a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was so fucking weird. Like, I just remember being in the car, and I've never been uncomfortable around gay dudes. It's never, like, I've never had discomfort around them or, like, distaste for them at all, because it's just like I just like chicks, but I have had several gay men make advances at me, and then I have to be like, oh no, like I love you, but not like that, you know what I mean? And so when he did that, it was like the first time there was an aggressive, like, do you want to make out? And I was like, no, I really don't.
No.
And it, like, afterward, it like kind of made me mad because it was like, you just waited until I was fucked up.
Totally. Dude, we used to have this girl in college named Razzle, and Razzle, we called her Razzle because supposedly she had a strawberry shaped butthole, and so we called her Razzle. And
what?
I know, dude, and that's what she went by. And I think she just stopped calling herself Razzle about 6 months ago after she got married, which is fair.
Okay,
but she went for a long time as Razzle, and
she's a hoe.
Well, what she would do is, dude, she would take advantage of drunk guys, kind of like what you're saying, but only in a heterosexual way. But she would just hang out at the parties, and then whoever was the drunkest person, she would fuck them.
Yeah.
And one time I was at this Kentucky Derby party. Okay, and I was like kind of blackout, because I was hanging out with the Razzle, and when you're with the Razzle, you're taking shots, dude. Yeah. You ain't remembering nothing.
Never.
And then I remember Razzle. She was a bigger girl, and she was, she had this big, pink hat on, and she pushed me into a thorn bush, and then proceeded to, make love to my penis with her vagina. I just have like flash.
Did you see her butthole?
No, it's too dark outside. I wanted to.
I wonder if her butthole's dark.
Based on her demeanor and based on her character, I bet you it's strawberry. I bet you it's like a little strawberry anus.
So weird.
I know, it's so weird, right?
So it wasn't because of the candy; it was because of her butthole.
Definitely because of her butthole.
Gross.
Yeah, I know, right? And
it's a weird shape for a butthole to be like fucking.
It was just like a heart, like a heart, and very pink and like reddish. Yeah, but dude, she fucked hot dudes, and this girl, she knew the game.
I knew fat girls in high school who would like fuck the popular kids, and I don't know if it was because like I remember one of them. There was a super Mormon kid and a super Mormon girl, and the Mormon kid was like that Mormon dude who would fucking be like, "Would you read a Book of Mormon, Pete? Would you like if I gave you one? Would you read it?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And then I found out he was texting this girl who was like the popular girl, but she was like big, like a big girl.
Yeah. And that's a good combination, to be likable and fat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she was likable to most people, but to the popular kids, she found a way. Okay. You know what I mean? So she just grew up with them.
Okay. I had those friends also. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she was a bitch. She acted like a hot girl. And then she lost a bunch of weight, and now her head's big as hell.
Well, dude, that's what happens when people lose weight. I remember, dude, I used to like hold a lot of weight in my rib cage. I remember one time I fell over.
You were top heavy?
I was like top heavy.
Like
and
that Brad Selnetzer look?
Yeah. Kind of like that, dirty Brad Selnetzer look, But, dude, one time I fell. I was skateboarding, and I fell on a ramp. And I remember just the inertia from my rib cage fat made it I broke my leg because of that. I just held weight in weird places,
Yeah. Well, it turned out that they had been texting, and he like texted her, if I came, where would you put it? And he was like a Mormon kid, and then she was like a Mormon chick, and I was like, I didn't know they did that. I thought that they just didn't come. Oh. They like have shit like when they go on their missions, they're not supposed to jerk off, and so they'll just like they have like pamphlets that say like, when you need to, God will help you release it. So they're saying that you'll have wet dreams, and it's like, so God's gonna give you a hand job in your sleep.
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, he would probably have that stroke.
Yeah.
And then you'd be done. Yeah.
Just done. Dude, on church trips, I used to get because we would take, trips down to the beach, and we'd be in these big buses, and I was never like that. I was never sexually active, but like all the cool kids that were, doing things were always sat at the back of the bus, like J.W. Newman and VZ Trammell. People would be fingering, people would be touching titties.
Damn.
And I remember I was always at the front of the bus with like the bus driver, fucking.
Nobody did that in my school. And if they did, I don't remember. Oh. Because like all the popular Mormon kids, I found out later they were fucking. But like they were fucking and they were making up rules for it.
Doesn't that kind of hurt your feelings when you find out someone's fucking and you don't know it?
Yeah.
And you're like, because you're like, no one was fucking when I was a kid. Yeah. Or like, there was no like teachers fucking students, and you find out and you're like, why wasn't I a part of that?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
We need to be more transparent.
I could have like talked to them about it. I could have been, because I was getting laid in high school by one girl.
Same.
I had a girlfriend. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I lost my virginity in the Razzle way from a girl.
Really?
When I was 14, yeah.
In a thorn bush?
She kind of, not in a thorn bush, but with her parents in the next room.
Oh, that's great.
And feeding us alcohol.
Nice.
It was very, very strange. I was 14 years old, and she was my girlfriend, but like I went from my first kiss to losing my virginity in like 3 months. I was like, I don't want to do that yet. And we got hammered, and I threw up, and then we fucked after I threw up.
Well,
and I remember her parents talking, and like they gave us alcohol, and I remember being like, don't they care? And she was like, no. And I was like, what? Where am I? Where are the adults?
You must have been in like a, that is, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever had. Well, one time I was getting a dirty little BJ from my high school girlfriend, and her mom walked in, and I shot back, and I actually because I was so surprised, I shot back and hit my head on the corner of the bed and got a mild concussion.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
A blowjob concussion.
Dude, I like the danger. When I lost my virginity, I was actually, like, I like to have two versions of it. I like to say that it was to my high school girlfriend. But it was, we would go up to like Ole Miss and Mississippi State University to party. Like when we were like 15, 16, we'd go up to the frat houses and party. And I remember one time we saw this band at like the Phi Delta house. And then afterwards, this girl kind of picked me up. She was like a little bigger girl, and we had sex on her futon. College girl, yeah. I was like 15, 16 maybe. And I was like, dude, and I just remember eating her out for like 4 hours.
Damn.
Because I was like, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
And then I put it in her, and then like within a matter of seconds, just
Did she know you were young?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. But she knew I probably wasn't in college, and she probably really didn't care.
Yeah.
She
a good looking girl?
I don't remember, honestly, and that's the sad part. That's why I think my brain. Yeah, I remember the shape. She wasn't really big, but she was sturdy. She was a sturdy gal. She probably could have tossed a bale of hay into a Ford F-150.
She's a farm girl.
Yeah. Oh, definitely an agriculture girl.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Raised a couple of livestock and
dude has a cow, has a few dogs that can't come inside because they're too dirty.
Cat, yeah.
Oh, dude, I used to have this guy. This is a sad story. There's this because a lot of people have barns and stuff in Mississippi, and one of my friends.
You have a barn?
I didn't have a barn, but Bill did, and Bill's a big redneck, a big hunter, and they used to have feral cats. And what they would do is they'd go out to the farm, and when they had a litter of kittens, they'd throw them up.
What?
I know, isn't that fucked up?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sorry to bring it down.
No, I guess when you grow up, my ex-wife, her grandpa owned a mink farm for a long time.
Minks?
Yeah.
That's an exotic animal.
Yeah, so they would harvest minks and then make fur. You know what I mean? So and we went and visited the like defunct mink farm, and now he lives up there 2 years. His family, he moved, or whenever like his family moved here, I can't remember where they're from. They moved there, so he lives on this tiny little house on this farm outside of Salt Lake, and there's still like the big like mink things where you would feed them and they'd keep them and stuff, but there were feral cats everywhere too. Yeah, but it was like kind of like veal things, you know what I mean? I guess you'd call them cages, but like it was like a trap almost. Like it was just fucking like, so you could walk through and feed them, and then like and then there was like a slaughterhouse, like a separate slaughterhouse.
Okay.
Like skin them and all that shit.
Yeah.
And there was a barn that was like almost falling down, and same thing. There were feral cats everywhere, and there were just cat skulls all over the place.
Would the minks eat the cats?
No, it was just the cats would just die of like cat AIDS or whatever the fuck, because they're fucking each other and all that shit.
And then they got no place to eat, no place to do nothing.
Yeah,
dude. When you grow up on a farm, like it sounds so cruel, and like I don't think you should fucking use little kittens as skeet for a shotgun.
What do you do?
But you do, and you don't. I mean, like I remember hearing about that, and I was like,
It's the same as like when people in Asia eat dogs. They eat everything. So like whenever I hear about them eating dogs, I don't want to see it. And I donate to places that free dog farms and stuff. I have like a Patreon thing that I'm a good person. Dang. And like $5 a month, bro. Wow. And didn't Rachel save her dog from a dog? Yeah, that dog's cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah, shout out to Rachel's dog.
Jojo.
Is that
because that dog could have easily ended up on some China person's plate
for sure,
and it's not even a big dog, so it just would have been an appetizer.
Teeny little fucking like a fillet.
If you're gonna eat a dog, like if you're going to
eat a Kita,
get it. Eat something that's gonna fill you up, some sustenance. Well,
that's the thing is, it's like they fucking eat everything. Like, have you ever seen? I mean, that's why there's fucking coronavirus now, is because they think it came from the open air markets where they're just eating everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like maybe maybe don't eat dogs. But also when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it sucks. But also like they think everything is food. So
it just depends on what you grow up thinking. Like for us, we revere dogs as man's best friend. In other places, they just don't think the same way. You know, other countries think peanut butter is weird. We love peanut butter. There are certain things that we do here that like people are like, why would you let a dog in your house? Dogs are feral. Dogs belong in the streets, you know?
Yeah.
And so
a lot of cultures think that.
Yeah, a ton of cultures think that. And so as much, I don't want to eat a dog. I don't want to see it. But like if I grew up in China, 100% I would eat dogs because I wouldn't know any better.
I also feel like, have you owned dogs before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like dogs are cocky enough to where you would want to eat a dog in front of a dog to be like, I could do this to you, but I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. Like my dogs that live with my ex now, very cocky dogs. Mm-hmm. They think that nothing can happen to them. I would want to show them, I could eat you, I just don't.
Yeah.
And
you could.
Maybe teach them some humility.
Do you miss your dogs?
So much.
How many?
All the time. 2.
2?
Yeah.
And why... Are you fighting for...
No, she just she moved back in with her mom, and they have a backyard.
Okay,
so it's
nice.
just a better situation for them.
Do you ever get to see them?
No, I don't know if I'll ever be able to again.
I feel that when my dad went into he had a best friend named Lily, and Lily was our little Springer Spaniel, and they were best friends till the end of time. And when he went in, we had to give him away. And we still know where Lily lives, but I asked my dad if he would ever go see her, and I think he said it'd be too hard.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a good idea, like because I was the one who broke off the marriage initially, and then also it's just I don't want to bother her. But then
just like go into her backyard and play with the dogs.
I guess I could, like,
but I'm saying that, like,
you know what I mean. Like,
exactly.
I've offered to get them groomed and then pick them up. She lives in Utah, so like I've offered to get them groomed and pick them up when I'm in town, and she's like, I just don't know if it'd be right for them.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
because then they get all excited to see me.
They see daddy.
It's terrible. But I love that Cocker Spaniel I had is the best dog in the world.
Yeah, Spaniels are a good breed of dog.
So sweet. It's my favorite thing in the world. Picture.
Yeah.
Because I'm 5.
Did your ex ever live out here with you, or?
Yeah. She moved out here with me.
Did you ever take her to like where you do stand up or anything? I don't think I ever met her though, did I?
I don't think so. She wasn't like a big. I think she saw stand up as like it wedged between us.
Really?
I think so. I don't really know. Oh, it's the best dog.
It's a sweet little dog,
Lola. Yeah, I think she saw it as like a wedge between us, which it wasn't. It was. I gave her the deal of what it was going to be like when we moved out here. It's a lot of work, stand up is a lot of work, but I just don't think she was ready.
Of course. I mean, because you can say that it's a lot of work, but until it actually comes to fruition and actually, push comes to shove and you're like, oh, wow, you're dedicating your life to this. You don't really understand and until it actually happens.
Yeah, and you got to be a team when you're, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you got to be a team. And that's where it's like the tricky.
That is tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think now, I'm 31, and what I want most out of a relationship is just that team mentality.
Yeah,
because I've done things solo for the longest time, so now I look at it differently. Like, yeah, smashing is great, but like, I want a girl to just like text me and say like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to have someone check it. It's nice to have because like I get so much fulfillment from stand up. I'm so grateful for it, but then there's still an aspect that, like, when the sets are done, I want to go home to a girl.
Yeah, me too.
And
I don't know how everybody hangs out. I know people who just hang out like at shows, and they'll go to shows to support, and they'll do a bunch of shit like that. It's like, how do you do that? Like, I just want to go home when I'm done.
Yeah, I want to go home and smash and snuggle.
Yeah,
and talk sweet innocent nothings.
Yeah,
cook dinner. Fucking walk around in my Crocs.
That's my favorite thing in the world.
That's my favorite thing in the world. And also, it gives you kind of an impetus to like really crush it. Like you like, my favorite thing is having a full fucking day.
Yeah.
Like being busy, being needed, showing up.
Do you get up early?
Well, I don't have a job right now, so I get up at like 9:30.
Yeah.
And then it's like straight to the gym. And I work out.
I
and
do the same thing.
It's amazing. I love starting my day like that. You know?
I have a job, but it's very low demand, so
that's amazing.
I just fucking wake up, same thing, go to the gym a couple hours, and then
it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Sometimes I actually get sad when I have to leave the gym because I get the same feeling as I did when I came down from Coke. I'm like, this has to end. It's weird.
So that was your main thing, was Coke.
Coke and alcohol, yeah. And once I found the combination, it was all over, you know, because alcohol was boring then.
Tell me like one crazy story that was like, that was a crazy night, and then one story that was like, I gotta change.
Well, the last time I drank. So
I remember when we went to Gabby's birthday party, you were like a couple months off. Like I think you were pretty fresh sober.
I was pretty fresh, yeah. And I may not even really, and I may have even relapsed after that. You know, when the first few like months of, the first 6 months of my sobriety, I relapsed every like 2 or 3 months because I was like, I would stop for like 2 months and then I'd be like, I got this.
Yeah.
And then you pick it right back up.
It's hard.
It doesn't change really, like, you know, and like my mind is so wired that I know where the maximum amount of pleasure can be gained. Nothing will ever change that. So, I mean, the last time that was really a huge red flag was I was out at a friend's birthday party, and you know, I was kind of in like AA a little bit, but I really wasn't doing it. And so I was like, I'm gonna go out, I want to drink, I want a few beers, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So, you know, I go to the party, I start drinking immediately. Dude, it was always 2 beers or 2 drinks in. That's when the craving to do cocaine, because I'm like, this is fun, but I know how to ramp it up. And I love getting so steezed out on blow. So, you know, call my guy, everyone chips in, we get bags, party till 4 in the morning, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone goes home, which they're tired, but I'm a fucking addict and I still need my fix, but my dealer's closed. So what I do is I pull out like $20 from the ATM, and I live in Hollywood, and I literally walked down Gower and I knocked on homeless people's tents because I wanted to find drugs. And I opened one guy. This could have ended so badly. I knocked one person's tent, and the nicest dude opened up the tent and smoked me out with meth.
Jesus.
And luckily, I'm so grateful that like I was so fucked up that I didn't really, I was able to sleep that night, thank God. But that was a defining, like I crossed.
Had you ever done it before?
No. And so when I crossed that line, I was like, that door is open. And once a door is open for me, like, it can be reopened, you know? And so that was a huge red flag.
Do you remember it very much?
I remember it pretty vividly, yeah. And I let this guy come back. I was so fucked up, I let this homeless guy come to my apartment, let him shower. I gave him clothes. I was pretty nice to him. He was like, for all the guys' tents I could have knocked on, this guy was like, he was like a struggling musician, just homeless and addicted to drugs. And it could have ended so much worse. And I actually see him every once in a while, and I need to go up and say hello to him. Now that I'm sober, I need to be of service to him in some way or another.
Do you think he remembers you?
I don't know. I don't know if he does, but I'm sure he does. I'm sure, because when I pass him, sometimes we make kind of, and I'm ashamed of that night. So and I should own up to it and use it as impetus to like maybe help him, or just to say like a friendly face, I'm not going to let him shower my place again, but just to let him know that there's like someone out there who knows him. He's not alone.
Yeah.
But that was when I woke up the next morning, I knew I was in trouble. I knew that I had really fucked. Nothing that bad happened, but I was like, I remember being in this guy's tent at 4 a.m. in Hollywood, and I had this like kind of realization. I was like, if I continue to do this is exactly where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, it was like, this is me in a year if I continue to drink and do drugs, like 100%. Because now I had a place that never closed that would always have drugs that I can always go to after my drugs run out. And that was a huge eye opener for me, and it scared the shit out of me.
Did you tell anybody like family?
No, I did not. I mean, I would always call my mom after a bender, and I would always cry. And she'd be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I'm just miss home. I would kind of.
Did she ever try to move you back?
They would ask because they didn't really know the extent, and I've told them about it now, but they didn't really know the extent of how much I was partying. So, they would get a call from me at like 5 or like, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and I'd be just in tears.
Yeah.
Because I was so sick and I was so hungover, and just as well as I do, after you go on these benders, dude, you're wrecked, emotionally wrecked, and you think everything is just. We have to build up this mental fortitude. What we're doing stand up, nothing's set in stone, and it takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of like self confidence, and it takes us building up ourselves to be able to go out every night and to do what we do. And I found when I incorporated alcohol and cocaine, it would break down that mental fortitude that I had, and then I would be an open wound of self-doubt and self-deprecation, and that would bleed out of me. And I'm like, I don't know what to, and then I'm like, I'm a dumb piece of shit, unfunny, narcissistic asshole who has a drug and alcohol problem. Huh. And then that would last 2 days, and I would get over it. And then the next week, and I would be right back, knowing exactly where it would take me.
Damn.
Yeah. So that was that.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
I've been doing stand-up for 6.5 years.
Is that why you came here?
No, I came out here because I wanted to get out of Mississippi. And
okay.
I say Mississippi, people grow old very fast. And I just always knew that was not where I wanted to be. I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine. We were probably 19 or 20 years old. We were sitting out by his pool, and I was telling him I wanted to move to LA. And he's like, yeah, man, my brother's about to have a baby, and my parents are right down the street, and I just kind of want to stay here. And that was something that I always, at 19 years old, this kid just wanted to just stay there. And that's just fine. Just do nothing. He wants to have a family, wants to stay close to his family. He wants to, but he wants to live in Brandon, Mississippi. And I just never.
It's just nobody wants discomfort. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? And that's like, if you grow up in a place that's safe, like that's what you can do and make a living and just be that.
Yeah.
Then it's like, a lot of people are like, why the fuck would I ever leave? Because it's
totally
zero challenge.
Zero challenge. You got your friends, your family close. You make enough money. You go to Destin, Florida once or twice a year. You have the new iPhone 11 Pro. You have an Apple Watch. You have you join it. You can go to the
CrossFit gym.
Yeah, go to a CrossFit gym. So you drive a Chevy Tahoe, shop at Whole Foods. So you're comfortable. You got enough money to do things here and there, and you have a wife and kids. But that never resonated in me at all. Yeah. Not for 1 second.
I don't know if it ever did for me, but for a second, I think maybe I was like, maybe I can do this. And then I was like, no, I want to go. I've always wanted to leave. I always wanted to leave Salt Lake.
How long have you been in Los Angeles?
It'll be a year next month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I came here last year, March 7th. And so it was fucking everything. So much shit has changed. It's so crazy.
You weren't doing stand-up in Salt Lake?
I was.
Oh,
yeah.
You were?
I've almost been doing stand-up 2 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And was it honestly, it takes so much confidence and bravery to start stand up somewhere and then move to LA, because a lot of people can get complacent.
Yeah.
And you can become top dog in Salt Lake, and then you're like, never move to LA.
Dude, it's crazy in Salt Lake because the market is wide open. It's great for comedy, in terms of the audience loves it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go do open mics there. There's the club there, Wise Guys. Have you ever done comedy back in Mississippi?
Never.
I
don't think they even know what comedy is.
Really?
There. Yeah.
Jesus.
There was not one comedy club. I didn't know what stand-up comedy was until I moved out here.
Fuck.
They have the Chitlin circuit will kind of run through the South, but when I was there, we never had anything like that. I think the biggest band we had was Puddle of Mud that came by one year at the fair.
What's the closest big city?
Probably Memphis,
Oh, okay.
which is like still not a huge comedy scene. Then you have like Atlanta, but that's like 6 hours away.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess Memphis has a pulse. Memphis is probably closer to what I'm used to because they have like an NBA team. And
yeah,
like,
the Grizz.
yeah, and like it's probably the same as like an Oklahoma City or like places like that where there's not much to do. But like,
there is a pulse.
Yeah.
And you could probably find stand up if you wanted to, but still, it was nothing that was even on my radar.
Yeah, the scene in Utah is kind of the same, but it's funny because I'll go do the open mic at Wise Guys, their club, and I get like applause breaks, and like they bring like actual like audience members in to watch.
That's insane.
And it's a lot of the comics who get up are really good. They just they can get 15 minutes of stage time a week, and I get that in a day.
Yeah, of course.
Like I'm doing 25 minutes today.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of like some of these people, if they had the stage time, they'd be so good.
Of course.
And then I get up and I look like I'm great, but it's just because I get on stage all the time.
Yeah, dude, we're doing it every fucking day.
Yeah.
And that's how much you got to do. I remember when I first started doing it out here, it very quickly became clear to me that, like, first of all, like, this is a single pursuit. Like, I love hanging out with comics. I'll meet you out. But, like, I remember I would have friends that would always be like, yo, let's all go as a group. And that went on for, like,
team sport.
Team sport. I remember one time I was working at the Improv, and they had a class show. It was, like, one of these stand-up class shows. And I remember they were in the green room, and the teacher said, put your hands together. And he goes, no matter what, we're a team. And I was like, that is bullshit.
Bullshit.
I was like, that is
the wrong thing.
To teach people. And I was like, that's, if you do classes, whatever.
Dude, it depends on so much whether or not. When I first made friends with Chappelle Lacey, he was like, I wouldn't be hanging out with you if I didn't think you were funny. You know 100%. What I mean? So it's like you start to think like, what if these people, like I remember the first person here who told me I was funny, I was like, what if he's just saying that? And then I think it was my ex-wife was like, I don't think people hear that nice. Like, I think they would just be like, okay, bye. Like, it's just, so it's like, you'll have friends who will roll around with you, but you got to be good.
You got to be good.
Like, nobody wants to hang out with you if you suck.
And that's so true also. And also, you generally start gravitating towards people who are funny and people that are like, dude, I like people that bust their ass. I like people that show up. I like people that work hard.
You can always tell.
You can always tell, put the time in, like, dude, if you want me to, not that I'm anything, but like, there's so many comics you see come in and then they'll fall off. Like, I got to see your face around for a second to even consider you a friend, And then once I do that, I like hanging out, with you.
Yeah.
But, it's just, you got to put the consistency in. I
know a lot of people too who, like I get it. I ran a show for a minute, and now I'm running a new show. And I get DMs from people I've never seen before that are like, can I be on your show? And they'll like, no tape, no anything. And they're like, are you booking? And it's like, yeah, but like, I'm going to book people I see all the time.
Oh, totally.
Like, I've never seen you around. Like, and it's just,
totally.
It's just fucking weird.
I run into those cats also, man, that,
you see them at the store a lot during potluck where they're like,
Oh.
I've been doing the work. And it's like, I've never seen you.
Never seen you, dude.
Yeah.
There's just like this weird, I see them at the Improv also for their mic. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know who these snickle frits are. Like, they come out of like gutters, I swear to God.
Yeah.
They live like in a palm tree somewhere. Like, I don't know where they come from, but I only see them like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just, I don't know. I like hanging out with people that I think are funny, and I like hanging out with people that I know that are fucking committed to it.
Yeah. Anybody who's like, anytime there's like a delusion of like, I'm an actor or like I'm a whatever, it's like, that's cool. Like that's great. But if that's your like thing, I don't really, like, I'm not on the same, I just want to be funny. And like, totally. They're using it as like whichever one I get on top of first, I'm going to take that.
Totally. Yeah.
I
mean, if you want to lose a comic real fast, go open your set with, so I'm an actor.
Yeah. You can always tell though too.
Yeah, you can always tell. They're always too hot.
Yeah, and they always fucking monologue. They don't tell jokes.
They always
So I know what you're thinking.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the main thing. When you can tell classroom when they're in a stand-up class, their joke structures are all very similar, and they're always hot girls, and they're always like, So, I know what you're thinking, and no, my tits are not here. There, it's just like it's the same cadence.
I know what I look like.
I know.
I look like.
Yeah.
I had several I look like jokes when I started though.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But it's important to like. You just never see those cats ever again, and they have like a false perception of what it is because, you do like one class show. What's the hottest show in the world?
Yeah.
Because it's all people that are just like so happy to see you perform.
You know who's cool? Murph, David Murphy.
Oh yeah, I know Murph Dog.
Dude, he's done fucking like 17 commercials, like national commercials.
Murphy has?
Yeah. And now he's like opening for Dalia and like doing a bunch of stuff. And I can't remember what he's got. Something he says on stage where he's like, "I've done 17 national commercials that he was doing, like waiting in line for a mic or something." He's like, "That's Hollywood." And
totally.
He was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have cable. I have no idea.
Neither do I.
Yeah. I don't know anyone. Yeah, he is very funny.
Yeah, he fell in with a good, like, I think, I can't remember who saw him first. Lenoci saw him, I think, and was like, "Oh, I got to introduce you to Chris," and now he's like doing good shit.
Dude, that's what I mean, like my next hope would be I just want to feature for someone,
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever meet somebody who would be like, "You are the perfect feature for me."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with those kind of things, I can only control so much, and I'm not gonna go up to fucking Dalia or Bobby Lee and be like, "Hey man," I don't know. I've always thought that like the way those things works is it like you kind of get asked to do it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Maybe that's naive of me, but
no,
like
that's how it works.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of door guys and stuff like that.
A lot of door guys, exactly. So I mean, the only thing I can change, the only thing I can do in the meantime, between time, is just fucking get better. You know,
I think that's the key. As long as that's what you're focused on.
Yeah, 100%. Did you when you first did you go to one rehab or two rehabs?
I went to one. I did a lot of outpatient.
What does that mean? Outpatient means you go
to classes and then you leave, which is like, like you're gonna.
That sounds like a relapse central. Dude.
Yeah, you're just gonna try to game the system. Like there was so much turnover, because like 5 people would fall out, and if you miss 2 or 3 things, then they kick you out. So you just go, and it's like 4 hours of talking. So then I had like a big overdose thing, and then
tell me about about like what your last kind of like you're coming to
I've talked about it a couple of times, and it's just a weird, like, one night I just like I had an ex-girlfriend who was like, "You have a problem," and I was like, you fucking and I went out, and it started as like, I'll have a drink, and I had a couple of drinks, and then we ended up going to a club, and then I had tons of drinks at the club, and then after that, like, the girl was like, "Come back to the house," and I was like, "No, I'm gonna go back and whatever," and she's like, "Okay, we're done." And then at that point, her saying we're done, I was like, "I'm all right, now I'm free," because like I was using her as like, I was using her as the excuse to be like, she's the one trying to get me to quit, and so then I just went nuts.
The switch turned, and you're like, now I'm this wild range,
And so I drank a shitload. I did a bunch of Xanax, I think. And then I did coke. I got punched in the face.
Wow.
I got like my cell phone stolen.
Great.
And my wallet, I think. And I woke up in the morning in her bed, and she was staring at me, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You don't remember anything?" And I was like, "Nope." And she was like, "I had to revive you because I got home. They took me back to her house, and she dragged me up the stairs."
Who took you back?
Like the pieces of shit I was with.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They just didn't know what to do with me.
Of course.
And they were like laughing about it, and I was like tripping. Like, she said that I was like laughing, and then I would start crying, and then I would start laughing.
Manic episodes.
And I would be like looking around, and then my heart stopped. So she was like a trained EMT or something, and so she dragged me to the shower, put me in like a cold shower, gave me CPR, and like revived me, and then put me in bed. And I think I like puked. I can't remember what she said, but she was like, "I just watched you all night to make sure you didn't die." And a
little guardian angel.
Yeah. And then so my dad was there in the morning. He's like, "We're going to detox, and then you're going to rehab."
Beautiful.
So I was like, "All right."
And at that point, you were pretty.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. And
so
was that the only time that you had a close encounter like that?
No, I had a bunch of overdoses.
Okay.
On ecstasy and stuff. Did you ever overdose?
No, never. I mean, there were times when I thought I was gonna have a heart attack, but
Yeah.
no, I
Coke is crazy like that.
Yeah. And I always got jealous of people that could fall asleep on Coke. It's a weird thing, but like for me, it would just I could never sleep, and I would like so there's times when like I would like chug a bottle of NyQuil while being like pretty high on Coke. So like stuff that was like not healthy and stuff.
So like robo trip.
Kind of robo trip, yeah, being in this like trans kind of like delusional state where I was like my heart was racing but my body was like completely tired.
Yeah.
And just like really messy, bad stuff like that. And yeah, but I mean, no, I never. And I remember even talking to someone. I'm like, I don't think I have a problem because I never black out. And the guy's like, you know, never black down because you're always, you know, on cocaine.
Coke, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for a minute, I was doing Adderall. I would take Adderall and drink because I was like, you can just drink so much more. I remember I would say that. I was like, you could
all
just
the
drink
beers, all the
so
liquor.
More.
Yeah.
So much more. And I would like, it was when I was doing a study abroad, and I would just buy a fucking bottle of champagne and carry it around, and then get drunk on that, which is just the fucking most stupid white boy thing to do. And then I started blacking out once I stopped doing Adderall.
Yeah.
Because my threshold was so much. I was like, I'll do 48 shots.
Yeah.
And then I just started blacking out every time I drank. Yeah, it was fucked up. And then I would do a bunch of Coke, and then I would mix so much shit.
So where did between the with the uppers, like so you have cocaine, you have like Molly and ecstasy.
Yeah.
Which came first? And which did you like more? And like what would you do more?
I liked Molly way like I think I thought it was better for me.
Okay.
So like I would do that. I did it every weekend for a really long time.
Wow.
And sometimes every night. And
wow.
Yeah. So I did a shitload of that, and it was probably out of the however many times I did it, it was probably Molly maybe 30% of the time.
The rest was just speed.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck.
Whatever they have in
And so I liked doing Coke when it was around for the social aspect of it, so I got addicted to it because of that.
What did Molly do for you that Coke didn't?
I could drink on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I could drink and I could stay awake and happy. And like Coke, I would get like edgy and heat up.
Okay.
And I would like to fight on it. Like so,
really?
Or like try to. Like I thought I was tough.
What it does to our complex is insane. It's insane. It makes you a completely different.
Yeah, you think you're a badass and like that you're untouchable, and like it never really did that much for me, but like I did it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think it was just because I loved that false, like, I'm hanging out with people and people like me.
Kind of a false sense of security.
Yeah, and like, just it gave me a community almost, like a fucked up community.
Dude, it totally does. I mean,
you bring Coke to a party, you're
the shit. And also, like, you have people to talk to you for the next 6 hours.
Yeah.
And you're going to be involved. You're going to be like the man.
Yeah.
You know, when I always think about when I was using, like, I never got me, like, I never wanted to like just like go and like rage at a club necessarily, but what it did do, what it allowed me to, my threshold for talking bullshit was just through the roof. Like I could just sit, I mean, I'd like just sit and talk and rip cigs and like.
I did discover I wanted to be a comic the first time I did hard drugs though. Well, the first time I did ecstasy, which I think it was acid in retrospect. Like I've thought about it a couple of times. I think like we were just tripping so hard that like, but I was just in my element, like in terms of I was comfortable enough to be talking to this big group of people and I was making them all laugh. And I had always wanted to be a comic, but I thought I was like, I'm not funny. And then like I was just doing it. And that's still like, it was a great time, but
yeah, it is.
I would do hallucinogens again, but later down the road. And I would do them for therapeutic purposes. I wouldn't do them for fun.
100%. I actually started not too long ago. I'll microdose psilocybin every once in a while. It's such a low dosage that I honestly don't even because I got off like my antidepressants.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
And
down to 35 milligrams. We got one more drop.
That's great. Great. Yeah, it's been a great. But what I noticed, it's like almost an unperceptible change. And for me, like mushrooms, like psychedelics, and maybe not for everyone, but the chance of abuse, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I mean, like, I just, when I even do like a little bit, I'm like, all right, I think I'm just I'm so like, I just know my body. I know I don't want to get fucked up. So, but what it does, it kind of lifts a little bit of anxiety and depression at like a very like 0.1 gram.
Yeah.
Just enough so that like, I don't know, it makes it a little easier. I think it makes the switch a little easier. It makes me a little happier.
Did you get it from a doctor or you?
No, I got it from a friend who has been doing it for a while, and he showed me how to do it. And so yeah, I mean, if I need it, like, it's there, and I don't I don't get fucked up. But I think it's been a wonderful thing.
I have that
far.
CBD pen with THC in it, and it's like I do an 18-to-1 ratio, and it doesn't fuck you up. It just like, but definitely if you take a couple extra things, like it will get you kind of like, whew,
sure.
Like, but I'm a lightweight, but it helped a lot with brain zaps. Did you get brain zaps?
What are those?
It's like when you wean off of, I don't know what meds you were on, but like you get these kind of like, it's just these little like these little weird kind of, it's like this unexplained phenomenon, but it feels like you kind of get like rocked out of reality for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that, but I think there's so much therapeutic benefits and like psychedelics. Especially if you use them in like, with the doctor, or if you I'm not closing the book on that right now at all. Like,
there's so much merit to it.
There's so much merit to it, yeah. And I've done mushrooms once when I wasn't drinking before I really started this whole journey, and I was like, it definitely like really puts into context like a lot of things. And I definitely, because some people that get sober won't touch kombucha, won't touch CBD, won't touch anything. But
I drink kombucha every day.
Yeah, I love kombucha, and I'll drink a soda water and bitters. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Does bitters have alcohol in it?
It does, but like, Dash is just like whatever. It's just like drinking a soda water.
Yeah, somebody told me that they were like got drunk on bitters, and I was like, you had to have a lot of bitters.
You got to have a lot of bitters.
Yeah,
that's an insane thing to get drunk on.
Yeah,
for sure. But I try to I just think that there's a lot of benefits to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just, like if you're not doing it, it's all about the intent. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's the most important thing. Is it's like, the intent, getting fucked up.
Yeah, and also I think honestly, like, when I would, like, if you don't factor alcohol into your psilocybin experience, I think that once that you take some mushrooms, and alcohol for me raises like, I can do mushrooms, I'll drink alcohol, I'm like, oh well, now I'm just like having fun fucked up.
Yeah,
because it takes the edge off a little bit. But if you do psychedelics just dead sober, you don't want to keep eating mushrooms.
Yeah,
but if you drink alcohol and take coke, then you're like, oh, I'm down to party all night.
Dude, I did one night. I drank Hennessy, like a whole bottle, with a bunch of friends. We did coke, we did ecstasy, and then some dude brought over lean, and we like sipped lean. At that point, it was like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
but we were up, it was me and this dude were up until like 5 a.m. freestyling.
Oh,
like, fucking, is that not? That
gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
God,
yeah, that's the lowest. That's the lowest form. That's like super
just
low.
Two dudes freestyling. That's like, there's somewhere someone is rock bottom with a boy, just freestyling and being like, "Yo, okay, my turn. All right."
And then you're like, "Yo, dude," and then you're like, "Maybe this is what I should do." You're like, "Maybe this is the answer."
And your boy is like, like you hit like one terrible fucking punchline, and he's like, "Oh shit, you're fire."
Yeah,
bro, you're fire.
Yeah, and then you're like, shake the link. You're like, yeah, and then you're just so faded. There was a guy that I met at a bar, and he had like a recording studio. And one time we went back to his place and did a bunch of blow and drank a bunch. And he put me in the booth and stuff.
Damn.
And I just remember thinking, I was like, this is my shot. This is it. Like, I found out what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then the next morning you wake up and you're like, you just feel like, you're just like, God, I'm such a dumbass.
Dude, I was going to start a fucking brand, like a streetwear brand. That was like my big first like business venture. And I remember like same thing. I would get all fucked up and I'd be like, I'm the shit. Like, cause I have like a design. You know what
dude.
I mean?
I used to do it. Yeah. I used to have this design called Ça va. It means okay in French, but I had this cool logo for it. I would get fucked up and draw all night. I would like fucking put it on like white tees, draw it on. And
Did you ever do graffiti?
No,
like
I never
draw
did
graffiti. Oh, I drew graffiti when I was a kid.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, yeah, that's my name. That's my fucking, you know, like my tag name. How lame is that, dude?
It's super lame.
I know. Here's the thing, though, is I know a dude who he died a couple of years ago, and he was like a graffiti god. Like I remember when he started, when he was like a sophomore in high school, junior, and he was terrible. And then suddenly he moved to Oakland. Like he had to leave Utah to move to Oakland because the cops were after him because he was getting up.
He was
everywhere.
that deep in the graffiti game.
Yeah, and then he fucking now like when he died like over Instagram, he like broke Instagram because it was like rest in peace animal da 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 da, and like if you still like you can still search it animal forever, and it's like rest in peace king da 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 da, and it's just like hundreds of thousands of posts of this kid, and that was like just the homie I grew up with. And so, like, he became infamous because he just did that shit.
And did you ever think that, like, I want to be...
Not like that. When I was a kid, for sure. I was like, I wish I could be good at this.
Yeah, 100%. And I used to... I used to love to, like, paint. I would paint a lot when I was fucked up. And I used to, like, put on the Rolling Stones, and I'm like, this is what an artist does.
Yeah.
You know, I have a bag and a fucking glass full of whiskey, like, straight... with a little pot, like
do that with writing.
That stuff. That's what I guess. You know, when I think about it, like that's the stuff that I like. I wish I could do. I mean, it's not worth it because I know that like it's not gonna lead to anything good. But it's like those. There are small moments of getting fucked up that I do definitely miss. Like the feeling of like, you know, listening to music when it just fucking hits you and you're like, you're like, I am A$AP Rocky.
No, the funniest part is like when people are sober and they're like, let's go have fun. And it's like, dude, you don't need to have fun. Stop trying to have fun. You're 33 years old. You don't need to have fun anymore.
We don't need to go play adult paintball.
God. Just the sober. I've gotten invited to sober parties and stuff like that. It's like, I don't want to do that. Why do I want? No. Like, what am I going to do?
Dude, sober parties is a bunch of fully grown adults crushing LaCroix.
Yeah.
And, yeah, dude, when I'm at a sober party or anything like that, I'm like, I need to be around fucking alcohol and drugs and degenerates. It's not fun.
Dude, I want to go to a mansion party so bad.
I would go.
Just to go see the debauchery that is a mansion party.
It's debauchery. I've been to a few of the houses in the Hills party, and it's just debauchery. It's fucking fun. It'd be fun to go. I mean, dude, go in with a plastic cup full of Waterloo, dude, and just no one even knows.
No, or those fucking those waters Ali Makovsky has, Liquid Death or whatever.
Yeah. I know those Liquid Death. Yeah,
they sell those at the market down the
block. Oh, nice. That's Sofia Vergara's husband's company.
Really?
Yeah, and he's sober, dude, and he's into he's like really big into Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
She married a guy who was into... All right.
Yeah, but he's like super tall and handsome and a good actor also.
Oh, okay.
He's like 6'4" and like just a fucking built dude.
Everybody I know who's seen her in person, they're like, she's perfect.
Yeah, she seems like that way.
Yeah,
she's like 62 years old now, I think.
Yeah, well, so is fucking like, there's so many, it's just Latin women, dude.
Yeah, Latin women age so amazing. I have a big thing for Latin women.
Me too.
I love it. I love them.
Yeah.
My first real girlfriend was Latin, and she changed things for me for sure. She was great.
I've always been into like darker girls, and there was a girl I had a crush on in high school that I was too afraid to ask out because she was too gangster, and I was like, well, I'm too white for that at this point. And now I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Dude, all you have to do is go bring a can of spray paint, you know, and just do a little fucking wall graffiti for it, and you're in.
What's up, girl?
What's up, girl? I got this can of fucking spray paint. What you want? What kind of tag you want?
Yeah, the first Latina girl I dated beat the shit out of me, so I was like, well,
nice.
Yeah, beat the shit out of me.
What kind of girls are attracted to you usually? Or
I don't know. Blonde girls?
Yeah.
And I've never been into blonde girls. But it's kind of across the board. Like it's just like people I feel like girls either find me repulsive or they find me like incredibly attractive.
Yeah.
And so like
That's the way it is for redheads also.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the tattoos. I think they think because I have tattoos that I'm... But I think a lot of girls think I'm going to be a dick.
Yeah.
So, like, they're a dick to me before I can be a dick to them, and then they find out I'm nice.
And you're a sweetheart.
And then they're dicks.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you're a pussy. And I'm like, well, but I'm not. I'm just nice.
Yeah. Don't fault me for being nice. Come on.
But I don't know, because I don't find myself to be anything attractive. So, like, when a girl approaches me, I'm always just surprised.
Yeah.
Because I grew up fat. And so I always feel like they're fucking with me.
That's the best to be approached by a girl.
The girl I'm dating now is so... She's like the most beautiful person I've ever seen. So like I'm just stoked on that. And so when we started talking, I was like, "Word, are you fucking with me?"
So why do you date girls in Utah and not here, or is that just how?
She lives here now.
Oh, she lives here now.
Yeah, she was moving here, and so that's why we started talking.
But how'd you make the?
We knew each other from.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like we just kind of connected on Instagram.
Would you rather date girls maybe from where you live, or does it really matter?
No, it doesn't matter. I feel like it helped the relationship because for a minute she didn't live here. Yeah. Like for a while she didn't live here. And then so it was kind of long distance and like whatever. And then once she moved here, now there's like almost a novelty in the fact that we get to see each other all the time. And I think it helped the relationship a lot to prove whether or not we wanted to be in the relationship. Plus I was coming off the marriage and stuff. So it was like, do I really want to be in something? And then it like for sure it just like it just felt good. It felt good. Right. But yeah, I don't know. It would be hard to date somebody from LA if that were the case. Like who lives here, like who's pursuing show business especially. Like cuz it's like I don't want to date somebody who's doing the same thing that I'm doing.
I think it's a catch-22 in a few ways. It's like it's rough because like there's gonna be that side of it, but in the same aspect, like I love comedians. I find
me too.
Like I find a lot of female comedians attractive and also super funny and fun to be around. So like I think there's naturally gonna be connections and like attractions, but to act on those impulses is what separates the men from the boys from the men.
I get along with women generally better than I get along with men.
I think I would too. I was telling Mary Lane Ramsey that last time. I was like, I thoroughly love you as a person. I like being around the company of women.
She scares me.
That's great. Yeah. She's a firecracker.
She's very scary.
Yeah.
She could deadpan tell you that
100%.
She would like if she were bored, she would be like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then you'd be like, ugh.
You're like, oh man, my heart hurts so bad right now.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let's see. What time? Oh, I gotta go.
Okay.
All right, dude.
What are you doing tonight?
Just a bunch of mics.
Okay. Yeah. Are you doing Burst tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'm hosting the 5 o'clock.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm doing the 5.
All right. Sweet.
Well, plug anything you got. What's your?
Let me take Stretchel. I'll do it. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
He's responding to all his premium Snapchats.
No. So
his OnlyFans account. You got an OnlyFans account?
No, but my friend Isola does. She's a curvy Latina girl. She does.
Yeah,
She has a bunch of She has like 6 OnlyFans members.
Sick.
Yeah, I know.
She shows her boobies.
She shows her boobies through like thin pasties.
Okay.
She's like one of those girls. So yeah, if you like, what you heard at all, I have a podcast called The Great Mistake. Check it out. You can follow me at Instagram at Gramdolf, GRAMDOLF, which is my rapper name, by the way.
Oh shit.
Young Gramdolf the Wizard, casting spells on them peoples. And then I have a show this Saturday at the Hollywood Improv. You want to come out?
Hell yeah. I'm going to release this tomorrow, I think. And I've got a show that I'm hosting at Bar Sopra, February 12th. Drew Lynch is headlining. It's free.
Beautiful.
Drink specials. All the money goes to the comics.
Sweet.
So
I'll be there.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you for being on, dude.
Thanks for inviting me. I had a great time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks for the Waterloo.
Yeah, dude. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Hey.
Got me fucked up, dude. Let's relax.
I'm fucked up right now.
Dang. 0 calories. I like these things.
Yeah, fire. All right, dude.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.